Vince Gill's career in the music industry is a captivating saga of talent and transformation, rising from humble roots in a bluegrass band to claiming his throne as a country music legend. His journey is woven with unforgettable moments and profound connections. But what truly sets him apart? Join us as we look deep into the memories and experiences of his bandmates, especially those who knew him well. Get ready to uncover the untold stories that will spark your curiosity and reveal the extraordinary man who composed the music. The first band. Vince Gill's first band formation in the early years is quite a story. Born on April 12, 1957, Vince Gill grew up in Norman, Oklahoma, a small town. His early years were spent around music. His father, being a guitarist, would make the entire family sing the songs of melodies, filling the home with joy and compassion. Young Vince would constantly hum the tunes, and his small eyes brightened with wonder. Vince would soon discover that he genuinely enjoyed playing the guitar. Even in his early days, the young child would practice a lot. He would constantly keep strumming while accompanying his favorite songs. Vince was drawn to country music because it told tales of family, love, and life, and these tales he would later share with others. His love for country music. He enjoyed listening to great country singers like Merle Haggard and Buck Owens. Every time he would hear their songs, he dreamed of being a musician. Growing up, Vince's family kept moving, which resulted in him experiencing several cultures. The family kept moving from one place to another, one of which was Oklahoma City. It was here that he completed high school and became involved in music. Formation of the band. He and his friends would constantly band together and practice, eventually joining the school choir. Just imagine a young Vince, along with his band, strumming his guitar and singing songs in front of his classmates. He must have then realized his dream, a dream where he wanted the world to hear his music. Vince might have taken a leap of faith and made a significant move. After high school, his goal was to become a paid musician, which then led him to become a member of the Bluegrass Alliance band. The group, right from the start, had talented musicians who were exceptional, and joining them was no small feat. The Bluegrass Alliance was founded in the early 1970s. The Bluegrass Band. This group of bands, the Bluegrass Band, performed a lively form of country music. The music was characterized by quick banjo plucking and lovely harmonies. There were multiple groups, and every member of the Bluegrass Alliance would contribute and exhibit their unique skill. Vince was not the only star in the band. Mark O'Connor, an equally gifted guitarist, would play the banjo. It was said that when Mark O'Connor played the banjo, his instrument sang like a bird. Next was John Cowan, who played the bass and accompanied with his lovely singing. Vince's fellow musicians have pleasant memories of their time together in the Bluegrass Alliance. One of the group members recalled how Vince always arrived at practice with his best foot forward. Growing experience. Vince gained experience and confidence as he began understanding his way of performing and what the crowd in front was expecting from him. There were times when he and his bandmates would be writing new songs and practice them for hours together while having laughter and fun and a dream to become a star someday. Each member of the band contributed something unique to the group, resulting in rich, vibrant music. They recorded a few songs and performed at various local events and festivals, and their music was loved by all. They were beaming broadly and exuded positivity. They used to say that he was always excited to play and recalled how contagious his enthusiasm was. Working together. Vince would sometimes become so engrossed in the music that he would often forget the lyrics, which would make everyone laugh. This humorous story was told by one of his bandmates. They would just laugh it off and make silly words on the spot. Rather than feeling ashamed, Vince would be the happy, silly guy that he was. Everyone, always up for a good time, mentioned another member of the band. Vince's intense work ethic always raised the bar. He was not the kind of person who would take it easy and delegate tasks. One constant thing all the members would claim was that Vince practiced for hours until all his fingers hurt. His commitment was admirable and motivated everyone to give their best. His vicinity would never waver his belief, and his dreams would never be shattered in the face of adversity. Vince liked to lighten the mood by pulling practical jokes on his friends while they were traveling to shows. Together, they would hide someone's instrument or pull a funny face. they never failed to inject energy within themselves. Heart of Pure Prairie League. His friends loved him for it. No matter how bad things got, they knew they could always count on Vince to make them laugh and smile. As the band performed live, Vince's fame grew even more. His smooth voice and unique guitar playing style made it clear to everyone that he was destined for greatness, and his bandmates often declared that Vince would become famous. They believed in him and supported him at every opportunity. Even though Vince Gill's journey was just starting, his talent and passion were already blossoming one strum at a time. He was ready to take on the music industry with his dedication, sense of humor, and affection for his fellow musicians. Join us as we share unforgettable stories of Vince's contributions, camaraderie, and challenges during their rise to fame with the country band Pure Prairie League. Following his tenure with the Bluegrass Alliance, Vince Gill made a significant career move when he joined Pure Prairie League. He was a friend and an inspiration during the band's early years. Their shared memories served as the foundation for Vince's success in the future as a band. Shaping their sound. Vince was invited to join Kentucky-based country rock group sometime in 1976 because Pure Prairie League was already gaining popularity for its unique sound and catchy songs. This was an exciting opportunity for Vince, and one of the most significant turning points in his career was joining Pure Prairie League because the Bluegrass Alliance focused on bluegrass music. In contrast, the Bluegrass League had a more varied blend of country rock and folk influences. Vince was able to showcase his incredible skill. Vince seemed the perfect fit for him because of his guitar skills and smooth vocals, making possible the band's well-known harmonies and catchy melodies. He worked with Pure Prairie League and contributed to several significant albums, including their most notable album, Bustin' Out, which was released in 1978 and included hits like Amy Fans Still Adore. Songwriting, harmonies, and Pure Prairie League's success. Vince's smooth voice expertly complemented the band's harmonies in this song, which became one of their signature songs. The moving lyrics captivated listeners. Vince showcased his talent with this album and became a rising star in the country music industry. Vince further solidified his reputation with the 1980 release of Tulane Highway, another noteworthy album. He co-wrote several songs, including the title track. The well-received album contributed to Pure Prairie League's rise to prominence in the country rock scene. Vince's songwriting contributions demonstrated his developing skills, and he soon established himself as a crucial member of the group's creative process. The band and Vince have many happy recollections of their days spent together in Pure Prairie League. They frequently talk about how Vince gave their performances a unique energy. Vince had a remarkable ability to connect with the crowd. According to one of the bandmates, you could feel the crowd's excitement. Creativity and camaraderie. When he was on stage, he said his charisma made every performance one to remember. Together, they went on numerous nights of touring, jumping from gig to gig in a van. Even though the band had to endure complex shows and lengthy drives, Vince was always the one to lighten the mood. One of his bandmates told a hilarious story about a particularly demanding night when they were worn out from gigging. Vince made the hilarious decision to mimic their favorite country music stars, too. Vince contributed significantly to songwriting. His ability to write lyrics that fans could relate to was evident. A bandmate recalled when they came up with ideas for a brand new song, and Vince suggested writing about desire and love to appeal to universal feelings. They highlighted how Vince's inventiveness helped the band's development by saying that he made us think. This made everyone laugh uncontrollably. Champion of collaboration. Outside the box, but things weren't always straightforward. Like any other group of friends, Pure Prairie League had disagreements and creative conflicts, but Vince's approach to resolving these issues was unique. Instead of becoming impatient, he encouraged open communication and cooperation, which a bandmate claimed he always believed in. Let's work together to solve this. Vince would say that even during our difficult times, the relationship grew more potent due to all these experiences. He gained the reputation of being the band's glue, making it easier to overcome challenges by creating a family-like environment with his kindness and upbeat songs. They celebrated each other's successes from sold-out performances and Vince's positive outlook helped them get through challenging times. Vince Gill's growth as an artist was significantly impacted by his time with Pure Prairie League. Before joining the group, he had a strong bluegrass background, but Pure Prairie League introduced him to new understandings. A solo music journey. His approach to songwriting was one of the most significant changes. He wrote a lot about traditional themes in the Bluegrass Alliance, but with Pure Prairie League, he began experimenting with deeper feelings and personal experiences. The combination of folk rock and country music allowed him to experiment and grow as a musician. Experiences later on in this development would come to define his solo career. Vince refined his guitar technique while playing with the band. My Red One is my favorite, but this is the best sounding. Challenging himself to be more imaginative and adaptable, he tried various approaches, fusing rock elements with his bluegrass heritage. His solos grew increasingly complex and expressive, enthralling listeners and other musicians equally. A bandmate observed, and you could see him grow with every show. He was developing into a phenomenal guitarist and entertainer. In addition, Vince learned a lot about the music business from his experiences in Pure Prairie League. He gained experience negotiating the difficulties of recording, touring, and promoting himself. These encounters equipped him to handle the demands of being a solo artist. He saw how the band worked together, negotiated deals, and interacted with fans. When the time came, Vince was prepared to face the world. Having absorbed everything, Vince became a well-rounded musician with a distinct voice and style. By the time he left Pure Prairie League in the early 1980s, he had the confidence to pursue a solo career thanks to his experiences in the band, and he was excited to share his music with the world. His time with Pure Prairie League helped him make friends. Influence on country music. Learning valuable lessons that prepared him for his fantastic journey, Vince Gill was a rising star in the country music scene, ready to make a big impression. He wasn't just a band member. He was prepared to leave a lasting impression on the country music industry with his enthusiasm, inventiveness, and love of music. And he was only getting started. Discover how Vince Gill shaped the lives and careers of his bandmates, leaving a lasting impact on country music history. The impact of Vince Gill on his bandmates. Vince Gill's musical journey has always been centered around his friendships with his bandmates. He was a genuine friend who genuinely cared about the people he collaborated with, not just another musician. His friendship with his bandmates extended beyond just a shared love of music. They forged a close-knit community that made touring and live performances enjoyable. Vince was always there for them, both on and off stage, according to one of his bandmates. They remarked, "He has this fantastic ability to listen." Vince would take the time to talk and offer support to anyone who was going through a difficult time or felt depressed. He had a compassionate disposition. Musical camaraderie on the road. Throughout their extensive tours, Vince's friendships grew even closer as they laughed, told jokes, and shared experiences for many hours in the van. Vince had a great sense of humor and frequently lit the mood with jokes or light-hearted banter. His kindness and understanding left everyone feeling appreciated and understood, whether by helping a bandmate through a personal problem or having a good laugh after a long show. The artist recalled how Vince would often conduct sing-alongs throughout their journeys, allowing them to believe he would turn routine rides into unforgettable musical encounters. The careers of Vince's bandmates were also greatly influenced by these interpersonal relationships. They were inspired to pursue their dreams by his support and faith in their abilities. Vince constantly told them how valuable and capable they were as a fellow, and they laughed when they said he could turn even the most extended drives into a party. Gaining confidence and going beyond the comfort zone. According to the musician, Vince played a big part in helping him feel more confident when he performed because they believed that he always had faith in them, even when they didn't believe in themselves. Many of his bandmates were motivated to push themselves beyond their comfort zones and strive for greatness because of this support, and their relationships grew beyond. They created enduring memories as they commemorated significant events, including birthdays and personal victories. Vince Gill's genuine concern for his bandmates' welfare forged a connection that allowed them to endure the highs and lows of the music industry together. His passion for music was contagious, encouraging his bandmates to pursue new creative endeavors. Vince regularly encouraged teamwork during rehearsals because he believed collaboration and ideas bouncing among people produced the best music. During songwriting sessions, Vince invited bandmates to contribute their ideas and opinions because of their openness, allowing them to develop camaraderie and write songs incorporating their distinct vocal styles. Bandmates had a significant influence on their musical paths. In addition to being a gifted musician, Vince was also an inspiration to those around him. Offering support to everyone. You can find his records in my home record collection. One of the bandmates recalled that Vince had a way of making everyone feel their best. One song Vince co-wrote with a bandmate is particularly memorable. They experimented with lyrics and melodies for hours while jamming. Vince's ability to incorporate moving tales into his songs encouraged his bandmates to explore their feelings and experiences, noting how his influence changed their songwriting process. They also said that working with Vince pushed them to write from a more personal place. His skillful fusion of bluegrass, rock, and country influences inspired his bandmates to follow suit, which allowed them to push their boundaries and expand their musical horizons. One bandmate said, "He taught us that mixing things up and trying new sounds was okay. That's how, as a group, we discovered our distinct voice." Vince also contributed significantly to their live performances, saying, "I wanted to sing a song tonight. It's a new song you've never heard during performances." Vince naturally connected with the audience and created an exciting atmosphere, and his infectious energy inspired his bandmates to give their best performances. His energy was contagious, and they often soared on his enthusiasm, which turned every show into a musical experience. Bring magic onto the stage. A community celebration of their music, a bandmate remarked Vince was like magic when he was on stage. It motivated us to improve because we could all feel it. Vince Gill has left a lasting legacy in the country music industry, and his fellow musicians are highly respectful of his contributions. They acknowledge him as one of the most influential artists of his era when they consider his contributions to the genre. His skill at fusing contemporary elements with traditional country music has opened doors for upcoming musical generations. Vince's bandmates respect how he continued to grow as an artist while never losing sight of his origins. His ability to portray emotions has struck a chord with fans all over the world that have come out since that really are one-trick ponies. They do one thing great. He has stayed dedicated to telling stories through his songs, which is a defining feature of country music stories from fellow musicians, in addition to his extraordinary musical ability. Vince Gill is well known for his upbeat demeanor that makes everyone around him happy. His bandmates frequently tell funny and endearing tales that highlight the carefree attitude he embodies. A particularly memorable moment came during a protracted rehearsal when the band was having trouble finishing a new song. As things were getting tense, Vince decided to lighten the mood after noticing how frustrated everyone was. His favorite gag gift was a rubber chicken, which he took out of his bag and started playing like a guitar, strumming and singing a silly song. Wacky moment that brought relief. Everyone laughed out loud when they saw Vince jamming with a rubber chicken. It relieved the tension and served as a reminder to enjoy the process among his fellow musicians. Vince was also renowned for his generosity and kindness. There was a time when a fellow musician was having money problems and was depressed during a rehearsal. Vince noticed and planned a surprise fundraising event. He urged everyone in the band to pitch in, and they spontaneously staged a benefit concert, all of the money raised going to their friend. The outpouring of love and support proved Vince's generosity and the group's unity. His bandmates said of Vince, "He always went above and beyond for us and made us feel like family." Another touching story concerned a particularly difficult winter tour during which a number of band members experienced homesickness. Vince decided to throw a party in their hotel room for the holidays. He brought in treats, strung festive lights throughout the room, and even invited people to share tales of their own holiday customs. The warmth of those times gave them a feeling of community that lessened their loneliness. A bandmate remarked, Vince turned a lonely situation into something joyful and memorable. Vince and his fellow musicians encountered their fair share of difficulties while on the road. The life of a touring musician isn't always glamorous. Their bus breaking down in the middle of nowhere during an especially hard tour was one of the biggest obstacles they had to overcome. Never got stressed. Everyone became increasingly frustrated because there was no self-service and the nearest town was miles away. However, Vince's quick thinking and positive attitude kept everyone calm. He suggested they spend the time in the parking lot telling stories and listening to music. The bandmates transformed a frustrating situation into a treasured memory by getting together, laughing, and even writing a humorous song about their predicament. One of the band members believed Vince always managed to make the most of difficult situations by turning them into opportunities for laughter. Recording sessions often involved extra pressure, and the band struggled to perfect an intricate song arrangement during one session. The unexpected excursion lifted everyone's spirits, and they recorded one of their best songs that day after returning and approaching the song from Vince, who had paused the session for a moment after noticing the rising tension and suggesting that they get ice cream and take a break. Always with new innovations. One of the bandmates remarked that it was a reminder that sometimes stepping back can lead to breakthroughs. Vince was always the first to suggest getting together to celebrate their victories whenever they hit a significant milestone, like making it onto the charts. He would plan a party and would frequently prepare the food himself at one of these get-togethers. Vince lifted a glass to honor their friendships that they had forged along the way, in addition to their accomplishments as musicians. He tried to play the banjo, too, and he cussed Earl Scruggs most of his life. One of the bandmates said he valued our relationships just as much as the music we created. Their relationships were strengthened by those times spent together, and their sense of unity made their victories all the more sweet. Each member of the band had a distinct relationship with Vince, and they all had different perspectives on the lessons they took away from him. The guitarist recounted how Vince's commitment to his work motivated him to improve. He said watching Vince practice every day made me realize that hard work is what sets you apart. Talent is just one part of the equation. He practiced for more prolonged periods. An artistic collaboration. A different bandmate focused on the artistic aspects of their collaboration with Vince, saying that he had a unique talent for bringing out the best in everyone's contributions, regardless of songwriting or arrangement. Over time, this drive helped him improve his playing technique. A drummer talked about how Vince taught him the value of humility in the music industry. The drummer said that despite his success, he remained approachable and down to earth. Vince taught me that it's essential to maintain your modesty and humility. Additionally, the speaker mentioned that their strong sense of teamwork from here, and that we watched Buck Owens, who had a show long before he had the Wilbur, allowed them to combine their unique styles to produce music with depth and variety. Treating everyone with equal respect. Treat people with respect. No matter how far you go, this lesson stayed with him, shaping his professional relationships and his approach to performing as a musician. Vince Gill's solo career and its effect on former bandmates. One of Vince's most important career turning points was his move from band member to solo performer following his success with Pure Prairie League. Vince set out on a solo career path that would ultimately define his legacy in music. When I Recall Your Name, his landmark debut solo album that came out in 1990, demonstrated his extraordinary vocal range and compositional skills. Vince was immediately recognized as a formidable solo artist in the country music scene after the title track became a hit. Vince put out a number of highly regarded albums over the years, including I Still Believe in You, for which he was nominated for several Grammy Awards, with hits like Go Rest High on That Mountain. I'm going to sing One More Last Chance with Luke Holmes. Oh, fabulous, yeah. He's a Sweet Kid, which turned into a moving anthem and demonstrated his ability to combine moving storytelling with lovely melodies. He achieved enormous commercial success. His distinct sound and ability to engage listeners brought him a number of hits and solidified his standing as one of the top voices in country music. The achievements. Vince's achievements kept coming in during his solo career. He achieved over 40 chart-topping singles and 22 Grammy Awards in 2007. His legendary status was cemented when he was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in recognition of his contributions to the genre. He demonstrated his versatility and dedication to his craft by transitioning from band member to solo artist, which allowed him to discover a broader range of musical influences and styles while retaining the genuine spirit of country music. The other members of Vince's band felt differently about his rise to solo fame. They were first filled with a mixture of pride and regret they couldn't help, but missed their bandmates' companionship, even though they were happy to see their friend and colleague succeed to such great height. As one of the bandmates put it, watching Vince soar was like seeing your siblings succeed. You realize things will never be the same. The CMAs one year went to New York first time they ever did it, only time they ever did it, and James Gandol, but you feel so happy for them. Many of Vince's former bandmates experienced nostalgia for their time spent touring together as his solo career took off. They laughed together and talked about it. He shined brighter. Even though Vince's success was well-earned, they quickly realized they were fully behind him because of his talent and perseverance, which finally brought him to the forefront. One bandmate remarked, "We always knew he had the potential to go far in the world, finally." They also recalled their late-night jam sessions. "We saw what we had seen all along, and it was only a matter of time until many of Vince's former bandmates were inspired to resolutely pursue their own musical goals after witnessing his extraordinary success." According to a fellow musician, Vince's journey taught us the importance of perseverance. Even after his fame grew, Vince Gill was committed to maintaining contact with his former bandmates. He regularly checked in to see how those relationships were going because he understood their importance. His success encouraged us to pursue our own goals, whether we were working on other projects or as solo artists. An opportunity to show their talents. This was particularly true at the beginning of his solo career when he would ask them to accompany him on occasions, such as special performances or charitable gatherings. Vince's strategy centered around collaboration to highlight their abilities and reaffirm their shared musical past. It's great to hear Charlie Daniels talk about the high spirit of his belief. He regularly included former bandmates in his solo endeavors. He invited them to participate in live performances or to sing on his albums, for instance, stunningly fusing the old and new. One bandmate said it was always great to reconnect with Vince on stage. Those moments felt like home. Vince's generosity went beyond simply working together. He also made use of his position to further his friends' careers. He frequently gave his former bandmates encouragement to continue with their projects and chances to show off their abilities. Always ready to share the limelight. He was ready to share the limelight and demonstrated his faith in the benefits of community and cooperation in the music business. Vince and his former bandmates maintain a close relationship beyond their shared musical accomplishments. In addition to gaining popularity, Vince's solo endeavors strengthened the bonds he had made while a member of Pure Prairie League. Their friendship, mutual respect, and love of music have left a lasting legacy that has influenced both their personal and professional lives. Because of the age, I am 57, and I missed Hank Sr., Vince Gill. I never forgot the people who shaped his path as he went on his solo journey, constantly reminding me that genuine success is best experienced in the community.
If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon